from the start of spring to now, what have you thought of the team as a whole?
Well, we were talking about that at the end of whenever we brought the team up. We remember coming in here for our first conditioning when the coaches were off the road, and we do a deal where we work on football position. And the guys, whenever we walked off the field, we could barely get in a proper football position. And it's been really a pleasure to watch these young men go from that to where they are right now. And we got a long way. We know it. There's a lot of things and a lot of issues, but on the positive note, when you look where we were at and where we've come, it's night and day. And my credits to the players. Transition and change is not easy. It's hard, and they've bought in. And the next phase of the summertime, they're going to have to really buy in, because it's all going to ratchet up even more, and our culture is going to increase. The intensity is going to increase, and we're planning on going into training camp and having one of the most intense training camps they've had. So it's going to be good. So we got to get on the road. We got to go recruiting. That's the most important thing. Can't wait for our coaches to get in the 4-hour radius and see all our old friends and start getting some players for our program.
When you say proper football position, could you be a little more specific? Well,
it's how their knee bend, their chest placement, where their head is in relationship to the hairline. There's all kinds of detail, but they've done a good job. I mean, we've come a long way. We got a long road to hoe here, but we'll get there.
I guess what I'm getting at, is that something you expect to see somebody coming out of high school to already kind of have pinned down, not to perfection by any means, but
no, it's just something that it's pretty fundamental, that we want to make sure that we're in a proper football position at all times, and it's an emphasis more than anything for us. So it's been fun to watch these guys go from that to where we're at now.
Along those same lines of the first question, first practice you guys were out here in gym shorts, you kind of told me you didn't really know what you had at that point. I mean, come out here for the spring game / practice. I mean, kind of what do you feel that you have at this point throughout the
Well, without singling positions out and all that, which I'm going to one position group, I think our running backs are pretty good. I like right now where our running backs are. I think they're fast. I think they're dynamic. They can put their foot in the ground. They can cut. They're explosive. They've got really good vision, and we need to keep those guys healthy. And they need to get in better shape, and we're going to use them.
How much has the defense then going against that group? I mean, what have you seen out of that defense then? Yeah. The progress.
The whole point of what we do offensively is we do a lot of variations. You know, if we're underneath center, we're pro style, we're spread, we're empty. We're doing that for lots of reasons, and that's to build the defense. We want to make sure that when we're playing the old school teams like Northern Illinois, who would come in and pound the ball, that we have the ability to work on pounding the ball. Whenever you're playing the spread offenses of the world, we want to be able to teach our defense how to defend the spread. So we're trying to give our defense as much variation as we can to build that, and we got some work ahead of us in that on that side of the ball. We all know it, and that'll be a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but we'll get there.
Hey, Coach. So you're getting closer and closer to the actual real thing of football, and you being the head honcho. How do you feel personally and emotionally now that you're going to be like the head honcho for the first ever time in your career?
You know what? Really no different. I mean, it's been a whirlwind in terms of. You're doing things that are less with football. You know, you're doing a lot of things that's not football related, but so far so good. You know, it's been an easy transition, and I think it's been an easy transition because of the people that we have on our staff. We've got 5 guys on our staff that all could be head coaches, and they were my mentors, and being able to walk into with a group of people like that, whenever I'm going down a path that I shouldn't go, they tell you. And you know, I listen, and it's been a great 4 months. But we know, all of us know, that we've got some uphill battles at the beginning of this, and we're going to keep pushing that rock and try to push that thing over the hill.
I know that guys were frustrated. The official spring game, if you will, didn't happen. Is it any different for the coaches? Disappointed? You had to move things inside? Well,
we had one running back healthy today, one scholarship, so it was the faster we could get off the field today, the better. Obviously, we would love the weather to cooperate. When we have our numbers right, the big thing that we were all concerned with, and and I wish that it could be solved, is our numbers aren't right now. There's scholarships out there that we can't fill, and there's reasons that we can't fill it because of rules, and I'm really concerned about player safety right now. And Shaq, I would have loved a 2.5 hour, 150 play scrimmage. That would have been awesome. Back in the old days, that's how it was. But we're not going to get a player hurt over stupidity.
Jarrett mentioned that he's kind of a laid-back guy. He kind of joked that you're crazy. He said
That's good.
he said he's kind of getting some craziness himself. I mean, kind of how has that relationship between you two grown as him being an extension on the field of you?
It's been great. Change is hard, especially at that position. And he's done a great job adapting. You got to be who you are. I'm, as you would say at times, half-nots, but you got to be who you are. And the cool thing about coaching that position is you learn from each other. All those great quarterbacks that I've had, I've learned from them. I was able to give them things, and that'll be the same case with that group that we have right now.
What'd you think of the interception right from the first play?
You know what? I'm glad it happened because I was watching. I wanted to see that quarterback, how he responded. It was a tipped ball. It was out of his control. The throw window was there, and the next thing you know, I saw a hand come up, and I watched. And that's a big thing right now with our quarterbacks right now, is responding whenever things don't go well. And because the fact of the matter is there's no such thing as perfection at that position. 35% of the time things are going wrong, and you got to be able to manage the storm and not put two bad plays back to back. And that was out of his control completely, and I wanted to see how he responded, and he responded quite well, which was great.